Alright, we got even more legacy support for Blazing Vortex. Just after one day of the reveal of Armed Dragons, today we got Windwitches and Fables. Yeah, 3 archetypes back to back. So let's begin. So let's start off with the Windwitches. Our first card is Windwitch Blizzard Bell. Level 5 Wind Synchro Tuner with 18 attack and defense, and its effect is, if you control no monsters, or all monsters you control are Windwitches, you can normal summon this card from your hand without tributing. Thank you for saying if all monsters you control are Windwitches as well, because that would be disappointing if you can't use it with Ice Bell. Second effect, during your opponent's main phase, if you control Windwitch monster other than itself, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard to inflict 500 points of damage to your opponent. And this effect of this card's name can only be used once per turn. Nah, it's okay. But Windwitches is about taking your own monster effects from your graveyard and then inflict burn damage, which will eventually add up. So, decent addition. Next, Windwitch Freeze Bell. Level 3 Wind Spellcaster with 1200 attack and 12 defense. And its effect is, if all monsters you control are Windwitches, you can special summon this card from your hand. Nice extension. And this effect of this card's name can only be used once per turn. Second effect, once per turn, you can increase this card's level by 1. Which is helpful sometimes. Third effect, a Wind Synchro monster that was synchro summoned by using this card's material cannot be destroyed by battle. Alright, battle protection is okay, but I mostly care about the special summon effect and the level increase effect, but still good addition. And then to the new boss monster, which is a Synchro Windwitch Diamond Bell, level 8 Wind Spellcaster with 28 attack and 24 defense. 1 tuner, 1 or more non-wind tuners, and its effect is, if this card is synchro summon, you can target 1 Windwitch monster in your graveyard and inflict damage equal to half its attack. And this effect of this card's name can only be used once per turn. Yeah, half is kinda disappointing when most of your Windwitches are not high attack. Second effect, once per turn, if your opponent takes battle or effect damage, you can target 1 card on the field, destroy it. And if this card was synchro summoned by using only Windwitch monsters, you can use this effect 2 times per turn. Yeah, that's easy. The first effect will just trigger the second one. And Windwitch is about burning your opponent as well, so getting this effect off is really easy. Next to our only spell, which clearly looks like a Moonlight card, Chime of the Windwitch. It's a normal spell and you can only activate one of these per turn. You cannot special summon monsters during the turn you activate this card except for wind monsters. And its effect is, target 1 Windwitch monster you control, special summon 1 Windwitch monster with a different name from your deck in defense. This is worth running at 3, extension of course. And now to our final Windwitch card, which is a trap, Ice Wind's Refrain. It's a normal trap, and you can only activate one of these per turn. And its effect is, activate one of these listed effects. Target 1 Windwitch monster from your graveyard, and special summon it in defense. And when your opponent activates a card or effect responding to your Windwitch monster's effect, negate that monster's effect. Yeah, pretty weak. The special summon effect is okay, but you literally have better options than this. And now to the Fabled cards. Our first card is Fabled Machosia. Level 4 Light Fiend monster with 17 attack and 0 defense. And its effect is, if this card's in your hand, you can discard 1 or 2 monsters except itself, and if you discard at least 1, special summon this card. And then this card gains 200 attack for every discarded by this effect. So Fabled's playstyle is about sending cards from your hand to the graveyard to trigger effects. So this being able to do that and special summon itself is really good for your plays. Second effect, if this card is discarded to the graveyard, add 1 Fabled spell or trap card from your deck to your hand. And each effect of this card's name can only be used once per turn, which this card gets its own inherent discard effect as well. Next, the Fabled Adfanged. Level 2 Light Beast Tuner with 1000 attack and 600 defense. And its effect is, if this card's in your graveyard, you can discard 1 Fabled monster if you do special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. And you can only use the effect of this card's name once per turn. Yeah, this is a tuner, so you can extend plays with this. Special summon a bunch of stuff, normal summon this, synchro summon, use this effect, and do some more further extended plays. And it's also Foolish Burial target, so definitely a good addition. And now to the new Synchro, which is not a boss monster, Fabled Andrith. Level 6 Light Fiend, 24 attack, 19 defense, 1 Fabled tuner and 1 or more non-tuners. And its effect is, if this card is special summon, you can activate this effect, but your opponent can discard 1 card to negate this effect. Draw 2 cards, then discard 1. Yeah, if your opponent doesn't decide to -1 themselves, not only you get extra +1, you also get an extra discard, which will return trigger your Fable effects. Second effect, if a monster is sent from your opponent's hand to the graveyard, you can target one of those monsters and special summon it to your field, with its effects negated. And each effect of this card's name can only be used once per turn. The neat part about this effect is that it says send, not discard, so meaning that you can probably trigger this off. And now to the spells, which our only spell is a field spell, Stairway to the Fabled World. You can only activate one of these per turn, and its effect is, after this card resolve, you can send one Fable monster from your deck to the graveyard. A thank. And into its second effect, you can target one Fable monster from your graveyard, discard 2 cards. If you do, add the targeted monster to your hand. Yeah, you won't mind the discard 2 just to trigger your Fabled effects, so of course you're going to play this effect quite often. Third effect, during damage calculation, if your Fable monster is attacking an opponent's monster, and you have fewer cards than your opponent, your Fable monster gains 200 attack points for every card hand difference. Well, you're discarding quite a lot of cards, so you'll most likely have like an empty hand, which is part of Fable's playstyle as well. And now to our final card, which is a normal trap, Fabled Regicide. You can only activate one of these per turn, and its effect is target one Fable monster from your graveyard and one face-up on the field. Discard 1 card. If you do, special summon the targeted monster, and if you do that, destroy that targeted monster on the field. So essentially, you're swapping one monster from your field to the graveyard, and you get additional discard which will trigger your Fabled effects. My only problem is, this is a trap, but in some ways does help when it empties your hand. I'll probably consider this as 2 off at most. So that's another archetype support video for Blazing Vortex, with 2 archetypes. Hopefully the next day is not gonna give me even more archetypes, because that's just way too many at the moment. But other than that, let me know what you guys think about the new Windwitches and Fabled, and what other legacy support that you would like to see. Me, as long as it's not dual monsters, but that's just me.